Hi, this is Dr. Pachenik. Today I want to congratulate the Trump administration for doing something very smart. They shifted the protection of the Straits of Hormuz and the oil tankers to the British. And as one might expect, the Iranians confronted the British. That was a very big mistake on the part of the Iranians. The reason for it, the history between Britain and Iran goes back to the 13th century. That's right. Before Iran, when it was Persia and it was the Safed dynasty. But more importantly, what's important to understand is that the British really made Iran what it was before the Ayatollah Khomeini came in. Let me give you a reason. In the 1920s, the British overthrew the Safed dynasty and put in one of their people, a man by the name of Shah Pahlavi, Razi Pahlavi. That was the father of the second Shah, who we took out as well. But the first one was in the 1920s, and the British thought they could control Iran. Eventually, what happened is the British took out all the oil. The Russians were also a part of it, and so was America. By the 1950s, a man by the name of Mossadegh, who was one of the senior leaders of Iran, the real nationalist movement of Iran, nationalized all the oil, so he threw out Britain, the United States, and other countries. What happened in return was the CIA using Roosevelt's son and a man by the name of Schwarzkopf, that was the father of the General Schwarzkopf. They were involved in a CIA coup, overthrew Mossadegh with the British, and installed the second Razi Shah Pahlavi. I knew about him. I knew him because I was the one who said to our people in the State Department and the intelligence community, yes, you can admit him at Cornell University Medical College, thanks to Cyrus Vance and others. The key point here is that Iran is in serious problem. The tariffs and the blockade is creating an internal financial problem which Iran cannot handle. That's why we don't need to attack Iran. Within its borders, they have 70% of multi-million people are under the age of 30. And in turn, the Islamic revolution was not all that successful. Khamenei, who was the son of Khomeini, whose house I went to visit actually in Iran, they were very polite to me, is not a very great leader. And truth be known, the imams of Qum, Q-U-M, who are really the religious leaders of Iran and Persia, made a statement that they said very clearly that Iran should never be a Muslim country. And the reason for that is they did not want Islam to suppress women or men. And unfortunately, Khamenei didn't really interpret that correctly. Now, these are the senior members of the Islamic Brotherhood, not the terrorist group, but literally the intellectual entity. In turn, what's happened is that in the 21st century, Islam is having a serious problem. Although it has 1.4 billion people, I'll give you an example where, for example, the women are being suppressed. I'm not against Islam. I'm not anti-Islam. I respect the religion. But it has been distorted by men in the Middle East. An example of that is the leader of the Dubai, which is one of the Emirates of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Maktoum, his wife, Princess Faya, F-A-I-A, left and took her two children with her, 7 and 11 years old. She was an exemplar of what happens to a Muslim woman when she is repressed by men. She was trained in England. She went to Oxford University. She scored one of the highest scores at Oxford, studied politics, literature, and political science, and was also the equestrian champion in 2000. She was the daughter of King Hussein of Jordan, who was a very benevolent Muslim leader. So let me warn you as follows. In my opinion, Islam gives to women very much what they want, and they indulge the women, but in French we say, c'est un prisonnier sans barreaux. In other words, the women are in prison without any bars. On that note, I wish you good luck and good night.